In January 2018, preparedness expert Paul Martin taught a 2-day course at KR Training near Austin, Texas. This series shares highlights from that material with you in short videos on each topic.
My name is Paul Martin. I teach out here at KR Training from time to time. Just a little bit about me, very briefly. I started prepping in earnest in 1992. I've written a couple of books. One book was written for the State Bar of Texas about creating disaster plans for law firms and businesses. The other book is Pivot Points, which is on Amazon, and it's about creating a culture of preparedness in America. I do talk about getting prepared. I do devote one chapter to a checklist of how you can get prepared over a short period of time or a long period of time, depending on your time frame, your budget, things like that. But the book is really about creating a culture in America where we value preparedness. I mentioned I'm an LTC instructor here in Texas. I'm a former firefighter. I am an EMT. I also have a ham radio license. I'm a licensed pilot, instrument rated. I'm also a storm spotter for the National Weather Service. I do these things in large part to educate myself, but also to the extent that I can help others in times of need. I want to be able to do that.
Topics in this series include ham radio essentials, basic first aid, building a survival tent, prepping for beginners, building a get home bag, building your food and water storage plan, preparedness while traveling, bug out vehicles, becoming your own fusion center, creating a robust neighborhood watch, creating the 60-day plan, preparing for workplace emergencies in case of death, and more. To buy or rent the videos, visit vimeo.com/on-demand/PTM preparedness. For more information, go to paultmartin.com or krtraining.com.
Let's keep going. We're going to talk about prepping for the beginner. How many of you call yourselves beginning preppers or quasi-beginning? Okay, about half. Good. I do lots of presentations about this, and I talk to people about what's motivating you and also what's holding you back. Because I find that people are motivated to prepare, but then they don't do it for some reason. One of the reasons is they get overwhelmed. They literally don't know where to start. When I seriously got into this back in the early 90s and through the Y2K and then into 9/11, there weren't a lot of good information out there. Not a lot of good options and products. Now the opposite's true. Now there's tons of products, and a lot of them are good. And I know people who could literally write a check for a year's worth of storable food for their entire family and for their families, for their children's children, and they say, I won't buy it because I literally don't know where to start. They're afraid of making a wrong decision, a wrong purchase. That's the downside of having a lot of options, right? Because they just don't know where to get started. Some people get turned off by it because they always focus on that worst case scenario. I can talk to them about severe weather all day long. They have no problem talking about severe weather and power outages. We start talking about cyber attacks. We start talking about nuclear emergencies. They literally vapor lock. And I cannot have this conversation anymore. It terrifies me. I cannot think about this. And so one of the solutions to that, as I tell people, is don't think about the scary stuff. If you could put this and couch this in terms of severe weather, it's a lot easier for some of those people to grasp.
So what do you think? Sugarcoat it?
No, but the reality is that if I'm preparing for a 2-week power outage because of a hurricane, okay, or a 2-week outage at my bank because of a cyber emergency of some sort, if you're going to prepare the same for both, then I'm really going to couch it in terms of weather and not cyber emergency.
Okay.
I got to get them prepared. Right? And we can sit here and argue, well, that person just needs to wake up, or that person's wrong. I'm to the point in this mission, this ministry, if you will, of whatever it takes to motivate you, I'm for it. If you want to be scared of zombies, literally half-dead people running around chopping people's heads off, if that's what it takes to get you prepared, fine. Whatever it takes. Because we need more people preparing than less people. Okay? So I want you to get motivated. Find what motivates you. That's one of the things I talk about in the book, is that find what motivates you. And what motivates me may be completely different than what motivates you, and that's okay. We don't need to judge each other as to why we're motivated. Some people are going to be motivated because of their religious beliefs. Some people are going to be motivated because they want to help in times of disaster. Great. Whatever it takes to motivate you to get you better prepared. The anticipated cost. I have a lot of people say, well, gee whiz, Paul, it sounds good, I'd like to do it, but I know it's going to cost a lot of money, right? And that's money I could spend on guns and vacations and a new car and a sweet new television for my family room, and I want to build this media room or whatever. You have to make determinations and make things a priority in your life. I can't do that for you. There are ways to mitigate that cost, however, and we'll talk about that. And then lack of self-efficacy. They literally don't know how to go about it. They don't know where to start. So, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you have family members who are feeling overwhelmed to talk about this stuff, realize you don't have to get it all done right away. Okay? You don't have to get prepared in the next week or 2 weeks. It can take time. It's taken me, I still don't feel like I'm fully prepared. And I've been at this for a long time. Okay? So you have time. Don't feel like you have to do it all at once. It is easier now than it ever was before in terms of your food options, in terms of your solar power options, your alternative energy options. You have a lot more good resources now than we did previously. Fearing the worst case scenario, vapor locking, the cyber attack, the nuclear attack. Focus on more common things that might happen. Severe weather, power outages, medical emergencies. Those things will kill you and disrupt your life just as much as a cyber attack will. Prepare for those. Budgeting for it. Prioritize your finances and your needed supplies. One place I like to buy a lot of my supplies for is Emergency Essentials. That website is beprepared.com. We get into the food storage situation. We'll talk about more about them later. They have gold, silver, platinum, bronze plans. They set a monthly fee. The food shows up every month at your door. So rather than making a large expenditure at once, you can pay for it by the month. Lack of self-efficacy, i.e. not knowing how to do it. Part of that is taking training like you're here today. Take training, read recommended books. Okay? You can make mistakes, but the reality is part of the reason you're taking this class is so that you learn from my mistakes. So I told the group this morning, I've made every mistake in preparedness at least twice. Okay? So my goal is today and tomorrow for you to get the information, and hopefully that will jumpstart your discussion and your efforts moving forward. My 6 axioms of preparedness. I've borrowed some of these from various people, but these are 6 things that I think are true when it comes to preparedness. Number 1, all that you have on you is all that you have. I learned that from Tom Gibbons. All that you have on you is all that you have. The extra magazine, the tourniquet, the flashlight that you left at home does you no good outside. Execute the basics well. Execute the basics well. All the gear in the world is not going to help you if you don't execute the basics well. In a disaster, I have to be able to have something to drink, something to eat, and have to have some shelter. Okay? Having a closet full of guns and MREs and ammo when I have no water supply set aside, I have no way to purify water, I have no food set aside other than just some MREs, that's not a plan. Execute the basics well. It pays to be a winner. It pays to be a winner. If you are prepared in an emergency, you are a winner. That enables you to help others. It enables you to be an asset at your workplace. It enables you to be an asset in your community and to be a leader in your community. The odds are low, but the stakes are high. The chance something really bad is going to happen may be slim, but if it does, what's on the line can be traumatic, if not life-ending. I don't expect my house to burn down tonight. I still have fire insurance on my house. I have a fire sprinkler system in my house. I have smoke detectors in my house. I have fire extinguishers in my house. Is that overkill? Sounds like what most responsible people would do, right? We don't laugh at that, even though the odds are very low. But if I need that stuff, the stakes are high. Good preparedness is good citizenship. When you are prepared, it means the government and relief agencies have to do less for you. Good preparedness is good citizenship.